All right, so welcome again, everyone. Thanks for coming out for this evening session. Ian, are you free? Want to give us a quick update from the trip yesterday?
2 seconds. Yeah. Okay. Afternoon, evening, everyone. Yes, we had a good outing yesterday. We had at the end of the day, we had 10 of us there. We went first. We spent the day on the White River effectively, and we went up to our place. The first place we went to was up at a place called Calby's Hidden Gem, which I had seen this on some social media stuff. People, one of those places you need to visit. And then we spent about an hour and a half there. And Shara joined us there. And then we went from there further down the river. Because this one is actually the furthest of the attractions on the river. Then we left from there, went down to the Blue Hole, which is the original Blue Hole spot. And we spent about 2 hours here at this location. Had a good time there. Went down the river, the first part of the river below the falls, and then we walked up. And we walked actually from the Blue Hole attraction over into the next attraction, which is called the Island Gully Falls. And so we shot along the river there. And then when we left there, we went down, well, we went and had lunch. By that time, everybody was hungry. And then we came back to the White River, by the White River Bridge, under the bridge here, where you have the like a fishing village and the rafting center. And we negotiated our way inside there. And we went in there and we did some shooting there. And then some of the members went up onto the main road, onto the bridge, and then took some shots from on top of the bridge now down towards the sea. And I know some of the members had actually walked down to the sea. When we went down to the bottom, by the way, the hotel is down there. There's an entrance fee of $700. But by this time, we had now spent $1,000 to get into Calby's, $1,500 to get into Blue Hole. So I think everybody was moneyed out. So we didn't opt for the guy was giving us a discount of $500. And we said, well, Corey just coming in there for a short time. So we opted not to, and then went up the top, which worked out. And I know there's a variety of, we've seen some of the shots that people took. And then when we left there, we came in. So, but we had a good day. Had good light, no rain. And so, yeah, we had a good time. I must tell you, I was very happy now that I actually went in the bus and didn't drive, because walking up the road took a little bit of toll on my legs. So it was good to be able to just sit down and somebody drive me home. But we had a good day. I mean, I'll for the next trip, I think we can talk about the finance things and so on. But yeah, but we had I think the members had a good day. I know I had a good day, so that was good.
And the driver was very helpful and a very safe driver.
Yes, that is true. Very, very safe and very helpful, knowledgeable of the various places. Yep, he was. And the people at the locations were very friendly too. I think our guide at the Blue Holes, good guy, make sure it is, everybody was safe and thing, including building that little bridge for us. So yeah, we had a good day.
Thank you, Ian. You're doing your part.
Thanks, Ian.
Sure.
All right, so our first set of presentations will be from Verrol, Angela, and Pierre in that order, sharing images that they took on the Buff Bay Valley trip. I'll invite Verrol to start. The floor is yours, Verrol.
Let me see if I can share my screen. Where am I over here? share screen. Are you seeing anything?
Yes, we
Are you seeing?
Upper camp.
All right,
Oh,
so
Newcastle.
Newcastle. All right. I think that's where I started taking my first shot. And I like what the light was doing, so I ended up taking this one. I like how lights and shadows was focusing on different parts and the morning air. So that's why I end up with this particular shot that morning. I guess everybody, or most of people have one of those types too. And that's the first one. This was another one. I like the view of the city from here and the lines that were leading into the camp. And in the shadows, the long shadows kind of attracted me, and that's why I had this one. Right. Then I had, when I went over the other side now, I like how the flowers are decked out and how it contrasts with the city and the other skyline and so. So that's how I end up with this particular shot. Yeah. And I kind of attracted to this house. I call it the gingerbread house, Remember those stories actually, so I kind of liked it, and I like what the light was doing, so I ended up with this. I think I took quite a bit of it. I will share two of them, two angles. This and the other one, yeah. So I just set for you today on these two, and still like the feel of it. I heard I would have the price on it and all of that, but a thing you can dream about. Right? Right? Yeah, you can dream about that. Right? And then this was the morning somewhere on the trail. It's like again, I was called by the lights, how it was playing and the contrast. So I took this one. I saw this Jeep up in the hills here.
Yeah.
And I have this abandoned vehicle project I have in my head to do. So I thought I took a few of these, and this is one of them. Not only that, in my other life at earlier days, this is one of the first, probably my first vehicles I drove, in a way back time, So I kind of, so it was good to see it. And knowing that even as it can be fixed up and run again, yeah, they're that good. So this was this one. I saw the sign. I was like how they're using the art to create it. And so I don't know if anybody has seen this one, but that I saw it somewhere there. Yeah. So seeing it as it went along. So again, I like the layers. I was looking for the layers, and I like the layers. That's why that attracted me, the layers. So that one. My Ian said, make sure you have that bird. I didn't have the right lens, so that's my best lens, yeah, to get it. So couldn't get any closer. So that was my bird today. And then we're onto our own village. I like how Chief was animated and the young boy was just kind of taking that all in. And so that's very good for culture. So that's why I end up with this one. And I liked the way he held the drum and stool and the story behind it, that they'll switch it from stool to drum and to trick the backer master. So, and then it was marked Charlestown, so it sets the place where it was. So that's why I ended up with this one. So from the dancing performance, I guess everybody had their own, and this was my take. This was my take on it. These three are my take on it. Yeah, and then when I went all the way down the sea was rough, and I kind of like what he was doing. So that's how I ended up with this one. And then we were coming back, and there was this lone man on the bridge, which feed into a theme I'm looking at, like loneliness and what it look like to be, in a lonely in a big space. So I ended up using this one for you today. This I wanted to get a perspective of what the bridge was all about. And I didn't find a scale for it, but there's a feeling that it is huge by counting those spaces. But I want to show that it covers, it was actually over some waterway. So that's why I took this one for perspective. And then I saw this man happily with his goats, and that's how I end up taking this one. And that's why I close up a conversation with the goat. The goat was interested in the camera, so I thought I should just have a go after, because the goat had an interest in the camera. And I just like this hillside here. I hope to go there when the sun is at a certain angle. I want to go back for this one. So, and then we all said time to leave, and so that's how some of us left that day. And those are my selected image for you today.
All right, thank you, Verrol.
Yeah.
I had one note. Well, I noticed something. I'm not sure if it's your sensor or your lens.
Yeah, you want cleaning. Yeah. I
Yeah.
picked it up. Yeah.
So, Verrol,
Yes.
that place that you want to go back to is called Goat Hill.
Okay.
And there are times in the year when it is nice and green. So that is a very good idea to go back and see it.
Yes. Yeah, I've ticked it off to do. Yeah.
The Land Rovers now, I did a whole project on the Land Rovers, and for years what they started doing was, what they did was to use one Land Rover to fix the other one, and then that one would go dead.
Oh, cannibalism.
To fix rovers until they're kind of, the last person had a Land Rover, really active with his Land Rover, used to deliver lumber from Papine. I don't think he's doing that anymore. So I don't think they're anymore in the mountains now.
Oh, okay.
But
So
it's an
really,
interesting project. It was nice to do.
yes. Yeah.
They are dead all over the place.
Donna,
Yes, sir.
the Suzuki's have taken over from the Land Rovers now.
Yes, yes.
Any
Did
more
you guys see
comments for
Mama
Verrol?
G? You saw Mama G at the maroon place? Patrick Planter's mother? Mama G, of significant name in that maroon town. No? You know her, Bruce?
Yes, we met her there the time before when we all went down, there. But I didn't know she was based in that area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Nice.
Any other thoughts or comments for Verrol?
Did you stop at the One Drop Fall? Verrol, you remember that? Where
Yes.
Kimon was?
Yeah, man, we stopped there. I had like a prayer for her.
I think I had one.
Hello.
Yeah, we definitely stopped there
Mm-hmm.
and had a remembrance.
Right, nice. Blessings.
That was good. All right. Angela is having some audio issues, so I'll share the images and she'll speak through my phone on. I'll put her on speaker.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we heard her through the phone.
All right, they're here.
So our journey started through Foote. The first stop was JaPS at the camp, so everybody has JaPS pictures. I took my shot through the fence so that I could get this view of the hills. So this is my campsite picture. All right, the next one. House that everybody stop. This is the next stop in Greenwich. This was the house that everybody was viewing and taking pictures of because it was for sale. So I don't know which one of us could afford it, but I certainly can't. I love the house though, really nice. So beside this house was another, right, this is another scenery further down the road along the journey. There was a lot of mist. Okay, we've reached Charleston. This is where we had stopped before they did the presentation in the museum. This is where we took our group picture. Okay, so these are some of the drummers. Then you're gonna see the dancers. Right, there they are. Oh, this little hut with this ganja leaf was where we stopped and everybody was doing the beaches. I decided to take the hut instead. And this is the famous, I think it's Goat Hill it's called. I've taken a few shots of it, but the sun wasn't so right when we were there this time.
Right, that looks like the last one.
Yeah, the one with the flowers though. There's one with a lot of flowers. When we stopped at Greenwich. I don't see that one.
I only got 9 images.
Was 10. It's alright, don't worry about it.
All right, thank you, Angela.
Okay.
Question. I noticed in, I think it was this image and the drumming. Do you recall what your shutter speed was? Because I'm noticing some motion blur.
Oh, okay. No, I don't remember the shutter speed. Was too long ago.
You know what? Do you normally shoot auto or manual?
Auto.
Okay. All right. So a suggestion I'd make is try and play with the semi-automatic modes. If you're not ready for the full manual mode, so at least say you're shooting shutter priority, you can increase your ISO when you're in a low light setting as this. Because I think it was based on the shot. I think inside is a little bit darker, so the camera slowed down the shutter.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Dwayne, if I might say, this image here, yeah, I actually like this image. I mean, perhaps I have cropped out where you can't figure out what was happening with the hand on the right, but the motion here, to me, is telling me the level of action going on, because if you look at the drawing in the middle, you realize that it's not the same. So they're going at different speed. And so this actually tells me a better story than if everything was all frozen out to me. So I like this.
Well, for me, it wasn't the hand motion that I had a challenge with. It was the motion in the face. So from how I tend to shoot, once there's a person in there, even if it's motion, I want their face to be sharp. So it's balancing the shutter speed that you get the face sharp, but it still can capture some motion to show the
Because you don't know what they can't get, they cannot get it ready.
Any other comments?
They can't reach.
Another thing
Who-
that Angela might want to consider is just how the image is composed. I probably would have included the feet on the ground and crop away a little bit of the whatever that half a image is in the background. So I would come a little bit closer, bring the camera down and include the feet on the ground and all of the drum.
Okay. Mhm.
I like
sorry,
the little girl. I like the pose of the little girl.
little boy,
The boy.
Is a boy?
yes, who was insisting on teaching me how to drum.
Ah, that's nice.
And also point I also want to make to Angela too, as you mentioned about feet on it, right? Sometimes you can cut the foot, but you have to cut it higher. But you know, when you get down to the foot and the
Yes.
ankle, it's a
Yes,
bad place to cut it.
Yes,
Mm.
yes.
You know, you can go
I-
below the knee.
Yeah, I just add to that though that in terms of the location, you know, if you didn't have a really wide lens on, it was really difficult to try to capture. But you could have this. But I agree with Danny. If you could lower from the top, cut off somewhere the top in the shot itself, not in the cropping, in actually taking the shot, bring the
In
camera down a
shooting,
little bit.
right, right.
Okay, yeah, because I know I was in the room there and I was struggling to get some clean shots in terms of capturing everything I wanted. But we're so close.
Dancing and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, point taken.
But it was nice that you were able to capture the children. I think that is also a very good thing to do at this time. The involvement of the children will inspire more children.
All right, thanks for sharing, Angela.
I see where Angela was focused on the foliage in the house shot that Verrol also showed. The house that was up for sale. Verrol was focused on the architecture of the building, and I think Angela really looked at the plants. There was two different feelings that I got from that.
Yeah, she said she went the route of framing the house with the plants.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Angela. All
There's
right,
one other
Pierre.
question I have for Angela.
Oh,
Sorry.
hold on.
Wait. No, the first picture of the camp, the barracks. I was just wondering why it was all of them were so soft. I was wondering why I didn't see one particular one, you know, sharp. I just wondered what happened at that point when she took that picture.
I put the lens through the fence.
Sorry, I didn't hear that answer.
I had put my lens through the fence.
Okay, okay. All right. Well, maybe we have to, maybe, I don't know. I don't know how, it's difficult, you know, unless you can open up the lens to blur out.
Yeah.
But I didn't see any sign of that the fence was impeding the lens. I didn't see that. I didn't see any evidence of the fence in the lens. But maybe the set, you know, the focus just went haywire.
Maybe.
Mm.
Okay, I see what Bruce is saying. What with this shot, were you using autofocus or manually focusing?
Auto also.
Hmm.
So you think if I had manual, it would have been better?
No, I'm just trying to see if I can identify where the camera focused on.
I think it was more to the mountains.
But there seem to be some blur in the mountains.
And it's a basic problem that I think Angela probably just need to understand a little bit more about great depth of field and narrow depth of field. And your point of focus.
Oh, yeah, that's a good question to ask. No, normally when you're focusing, does the camera choose the focus points for you, or you move the points around and choose where you want to focus? Repeat that?
Yes. Right, sir. Autofocus.
Oh, all right. So that's something that you would want to play around with the camera as well. So while you're shooting auto,
Yeah.
camera is also auto focusing, as in auto selecting where to focus.
Oh, okay.
So what you would want to do is switch to single point focus, so you can then move the focus point around and choose where you want the camera to focus.
Okay.
Alrighty, alright, thanks again. Here,
And I'm supposed to share. I am having a challenge sharing from my side, but I don't know if it's too late for me to upload to yours to send it to you, or you want me to put it off. I don't know, but yeah, I'm just having some some challenges. First time I'm sharing. Usually I send my photo images to the post, but like I said, let me try and share. But I'm sort of
if you
I'm
try
having
to
a
share
challenge.
screen now, it doesn't come up.
Huh?
If you try to share screen now, it
Because I
doesn't
have
come up.
okay, what okay. Because on the the Zoom. All right. I might have to go to the other. Okay. So you share probably. Okay, the share. Oh, I don't. Where's the share?
So at the
Okay, because I
bottom
didn't
of
realize
the Zoom screen,
Zoom.
you should see a
What
button that
more?
says share
Share.
screen.
I can't remember. Bottom of the. So what?
The bottom of the
Yeah.
Zoom screen, you have some controls.
Bottom.
You should see a green button that says
Okay.
share
I
screen.
have a green button. All right, green on. I don't see a green on top of my. All right, because I'm actually on my a green button. Where at the bottom you say?
Yes.
Hold on, I don't see because I'm using my. It's what I'm on my tablet right now. I'm on my computer. Green button.
All right. If you're not seeing it there, do you see a button with 3 dots that says more? It might be in that section.
Hold on. All I see on my screen is the usual mute. Oh, the usual mute start video share. Oh, share. Oh yeah. Oh, let me
Look at the top where you see mute and start video. You should see share content beside it.
True. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, let me see if I have it. Hold on. Okay, right. Hello. All right. Wait. Where did I go? Where did I? Oh shoot! I didn't have it on. Oh, Oh shoot, I have to switch my phone. Oh Lord, I didn't download them on this. Oh shoot.
All right, if you want to do the
Lord.
email, you can email it to,
I thought, what, yeah. What happens that, hold on, oops. What happens that I need to switch. I need to switch, I need to switch, I don't want to take too much of, I need to switch to my phone. Because I thought I downloaded them on my tablet, but it's on my phone. So I don't know if there's any, I don't know if you want to take robot images but yeah, so I have to just go on my phone after, right? If you can give me a minute or two, let me just go. Let me go on my phone. Let me just go on my phone. Oh boy.
all right, so while you work on that,
I saw
I'll
the
then
images
ask Robert to
on
put
my
and then promote to you.
huh? Yeah, I'll just work on it. I'll work on it.
All right, no problem.
Yeah,
Samson.
Robert, yes. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Dwayne.
Dwayne, I was just wondering if we could go to Newcastle and spend 15 minutes, if we could change the way we see Newcastle. We are always in the middle of the road, pointing the camera towards the hill. We capture those plaques on the wall up to the chapel, or we go to that little open and we take the buildings going down the hill and the city. You think if we spend 15 minutes up there, we can change that perspective that we always have of that place? That would be a nice little challenge.
Yeah, maybe 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Make it quick so that people don't copy.
Okay.
The pictures that we see of Newcastle, they're always the same, always from the same perspective. You don't find that?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
most times,
pretty much.
the most times people are not going there to do a shoot. They're
They're
just
just
passing
passing
by.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just take the quick shot that's there, and then those are the obvious quick shots.
Yes.
But if you went to Newcastle to shoot Newcastle, you would see a lot of variety. Because people would walk up the same wall there. You would walk up there and shoot from up there. You know, you'd go through that gate and shoot maybe from below the buildings coming up or from the side or something. Because you're spending time. But now you usually, like in this case, we really just were passing through and just stop briefly. So nobody was going to get the chance to walk anywhere to go shoot. They had to just basically shoot right from the parade ground.
Bruce, were you on that trip?
Yes, I was.
So where are your aerial images?
I post them already on WhatsApp and on Facebook. If you're following the club Facebook, you'd have seen them.
Okay, sir.
Sean?
Yes, Ms. Zako?
I have gone up to the mountains there and went down to the graveyard and then run me out of the graveyard. Can we get the go ahead to shoot in and around that down below the level of the road? Is that possible?
Are you hearing me now?
Yeah.
I can ask.
Please, I went down there one time and the man made me feel like me had no right to be down there, but that was long after I'd taken pictures. I am wondering if as a group, we could explore that area and then explore the older buildings on the level above the road.
Okay. Let me find out which officer is in charge of Newcastle now and have a conversation with that person.
All right.
Okay.
Yes, I can
It really
Yes.
is, Don, it really is an interesting place. I've been able to go above the road and shoot, and it's really interesting.
It is. It's a serious historical place.
Are you ready to
I
go,
can.
Pierre?
Thanks, Dan. All right, let me switch images out. All right, this is all right. Where am I? Photo. Let me just see. Photo. All right, let me go down. Oops. Oh, wow. All right. Yes. Let me go down. They're coming. Let me just go down my screen. August. Okay. Okay. Let me see which one I'm gonna do. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. So this was this one, I think. Yeah. Yeah. This was just taking Newcastle. Everybody getting prepared under the early morning sun. Let me see which one now. How do I get to the other image now? All right. Stop share. Another one. She's another one now. Share. There's another one now. There's another one now. Another one. Image photo. Get the one. Hold on. Let me see now. Sorry for the delay. I think I'm all the way down my images. Okay, let me see now. Yeah, this is, yeah, this was Bruce and Reichel, in action.
You swipe across, you don't go to the next event.
Sorry?
If you
Go
swipe
to where?
across the screen, you don't go to the next event.
What time is that? My images? I'm going all my in my I'm in my documents. So right. So right. Swipe across. I'm not so. Let me I think I'm kind of right. I need to learn sharing. Well, bear with me. Right. All right. Let me go again. Image from photo. Let me see now. Yes, sorry for the delay. Oh shoot. Okay, let me switch to the next one. I should have really decided on which images. Yeah, this was yeah. Yeah, these are some. Yeah, these are some. Yeah, these are some photos that I took. When I remembering right away Kimon unfortunately died. So this is a photo, among others I took of just people in reflection, in Kimon. So all right. So how do I move the images? All right, I need to let me just stop share. Share again.
Pierre, can you just repeat what you said a while ago?
Oh yes, that image was Kimon, who unfortunately died at that spot, who had slipped and fallen, one of our members, right? Kimon had fallen and died at that spot. So we just sat there, and a few people shared some words, of remembrance. Yes. All right, so
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me just go down again. Scroll down. Sorry for the delay. Just scroll down my images. Let me see now. Okay, let me see what else. Here was yeah, these were these no. Yeah, this was just Right, some images of at the maroon, the Charlestown. There's some images on the wall that they have, some artwork that they have on the wall. Yes.
Mhm.
All right, share again. Photo. All right, let me just go again. Sorry for the delay. Yeah, let me see what that's what is. Let me see which ones. Yes, this is right. These are the dancing, of course. So photographers in the background taking. Yeah, the circle is blurred, but yeah, the circle blurred when I look at it again. But anyway, let me see if I can get a more clearer one. Let me see if I can get another clearer shot. Wait, no, some other one. Oh no, I don't have any other clear other dance. No, I don't have any clearer ones of the dancing. Right, let me pick up another one for the drumming. All right, some of the drumming. Some of the drumming. With chiefs and children. Sorry.
I was saying if I like this crop.
Oh, thank you. I'll share again. Let me sorry. Oops. Sorry. Photo. All right. Sorry, bear with me. Let me see now. Okay. This was yeah, I just decided to take a photo by the coastline, and so maybe I might have just one more. All right. Okay, one more. All right. Oops. One more. Oh, shoot. One more. Yes, one more. Wait, one more. No. Yeah, just saw me. That's it. Yeah, that's just sign on the welcome to Buff Bay. And yeah, that's about it.
That's a new one. Welcome to Buff Bay.
Oh, that's a new sign. Okay.
I've never seen that.
You never seen that one? Okay.
This
Sorry?
sign is new.
It's new. Okay, yeah. It's a nice mural and everything. Yeah. All right. So, comments?
Yeah, I think that it is nice that you were able to document the members of the club on this trip. That is
Sure.
significant. It's very, very important to do.
Yes. I try to do, I try to do that, I can, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And you had a good time doing other stuff.
Yeah, but of course.
Dancers, right?
Yes. I saw I didn't that image wasn't yes, I realized, I just realized that there's like a blurred, I guess a movement and it's a cell phone camera. So yeah, but anyway,
Do you manage to do any kind of editing? Because I get the feeling that you're just picking these out from
I
your.
did know, right. I kind of, yes, I sort of had, yes, I didn't really tonight I didn't really
Prepare for it.
I wasn't fully kind of, cause I sort of trying to do it from the computer, and 'cause I usually see the share from the computer, and then I didn't realize that there was share button on the Zoom thing itself. So
But
I
when
kind
you
of
go on a trip here, do you go through everything, pick out the ones you really like, and start to edit those?
Yeah, because I've done that in the past. 'Cause like in the past, I've shared photographs on other members exposure. Yes, I go through images and decide which
Okay.
ones I like, which I don't like, and which are the better ones. So yeah, I do. Yeah, but I wasn't as prepared yet. This time, I have to admit I wasn't as prepared for this one as I should have been.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this one that's on the screen a little bit.
Sure.
All right. So one of the first things we want to do is to be able to identify what is subject. I
Sure.
imagine that Welcome to Buff Bay, the sign
Yes.
is what would be your subject.
Sure.
But your subject is very small. I understand that you place it in a location. So you have the
Okay.
mountains in the background,
Sure.
you have the sign, and you have the
Yeah.
road.
Yes.
But the roadway is taking
Yeah.
up a little bit
Too
less
much.
than half of your composition, right?
Okay. Sure. Thanks for that. Done it.
So
Yes.
what I would do
Right.
is just crop away some of the roadway,
Cut the
crop over,
roadway.
right, maybe
Yes.
crop over a little bit to the left of the picture. You're our left looking at the picture. And
Okay.
just
Yes.
zoom
Sure.
Into
Yes.
the importance of Welcome to Buff
Okay.
Bay
Sure.
sign.
Back on the Buff Bay. Okay. Yeah, man. I appreciate that. Yes. I appreciate that.
It's a good idea for you to do this. I've never seen this before.
Okay. Yeah, man. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate your suggestion. Yeah.
Nice. It was good to see you at the Caroline.
Yeah. You too. Yes. I appreciate the advice on. Yeah, I really appreciate the suggestion on this photo. Yeah. Thanks much on that.
Just go to select the ones you like, put them in a folder, edit those. So if you have to talk about the trip, you go right to that folder.
Right, oh yes, right, yeah, right, yes. But next time, I'll know, I'll know, I'll know, how to operate the thing. Because most of that, when I share it, I just send the images to whoever is hosting the meeting, and so I didn't realize Zoom had a share thing itself.
Right.
Was this the only shot of the sign here?
Sorry, I think yes. I only got yes. That's kind of yes.
I would have loved to see an image where you pan to the left some more, so you could see the Rasta engine.
Okay, sure. Okay, yeah, sure. All right, yeah, sure. Yes, yeah, man, appreciate that. Yes.
Rasta like he must send the card wickedly.
Oh, yes. Okay, sure.
All right then. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, man. Thank you too. All right, let me try and take a. Okay, stop share.
Robert, you're up.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Okay, so I don't know why I'm last, but since I'm used to coming last because I couldn't run, then I will just try to see if I can, do justice. I didn't really have much time to prepare, but I made the best of the time that I have, so I can't really complain. But before I start, let me just show this image here, just in case Ms. Zaka probably wants to see another perspective of Newcastle.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, so you can look for all of the different sections that you probably can't see from the road at the top. So you could just take a few seconds to imbibe. All right, so that is what it looks like from the air, right? And so
With Captain Speak to the right. Yeah,
yes.
nice.
Okay, all right. So now you can decide from there where you want to go. Okay, it's pretty steep down below. All right, so let's go to the meat of the matter now. Right? All right, so let me just slideshow from beginning, okay? So this particular presentation is of my recent holiday, all right, to Canada. I mean, I spent a lot of time in Canada because that's where I went to school. So, all right, yeah, that's where I went to school. Yeah, so basically, I always go back, plus I have family there. But this time, it was kind of different because of the number of places that I went. So let me just give you an idea of what happened. Oh, by the way, these pictures here are a combination of my phone and the Nikon camera Z8 and what else? Yeah, mainly the S24 Ultra and the Z8. I think it's the first time I was using the phone so much because it's really a good phone. It takes very good pictures, and I didn't see the need a lot of times to use the actual Nikon camera. So hopefully you'll enjoy the presentation and feel free to ask anything about any of the pictures. All right. So of course, that's the White House in the background there. Okay. So this is my journey. All right, so this is an animation that I did. So from Jamaica all the way up, by a plane. And then when I got to Toronto, then I stopped and I took another flight to Ottawa. And then from car, we drove all the way from Toronto, sorry, from Ottawa all the way down to Washington, D.C. It was like 900 and something kilometers from Ottawa to Washington, D.C., and then 900 and I think 70 kilometers back to Ottawa. So because Ottawa is where I live in quotation marks in Canada. Okay. So basically, that's that. So this is me here now on my way to Canada. All right. So in the Air Canada flight, basically just trying to put myself in a little vibe to enjoy the long flight to Toronto. Yes. All right. Yeah, just monkeying around. All right, showing you. It wasn't really a full flight, but it is what it is. No. So when I got there, bienvenue at Toronto. So welcome to Toronto. So, yep. So going to the baggage area. So let the tour begin. So here am I on Parliament Hill. All right. So that's basically the seat of power in Canada, where of course the government meets. And my little cousin there, I took her to Parliament Hill one more time. Every time I go there, I always take her. So she's now getting so big. I've been taking her from, she was much smaller. All right, so that's both of us there. All right, so that is Parliament Hill. All right, yeah, this was taken with I think it was taken with the S24. I can't remember. I can't remember with the Nikon, but I did some retouching. Construction is going on there, so I had to remove some crane. That's the beauty of the new Lightroom Classic. It has all of these AI features where you can do masking and remove objects very easily and very neatly. You would never tell that, cranes are attached to many of these steeples here because of how neatly it was able to remove. All right.
Wow.
I was there. Yeah, so I really like it, the new Lightroom. So that's Parliament Hill in Ottawa. All right, so then I journeyed to Toronto, back to Toronto, CN Tower. So this is one night there. I was doing like a hyperlapse, 10-second hyperlapse. All right, focusing on the CN Tower with people going up and down. All right. the CN Tower. All right, so then it was on to Toronto Carnival, formerly called Caribana. So, yes. So these folks here, like myself, were marching to, all right, and the exhibition park where they have the carnival. And then when I turned around, I remember that the CN Tower is in the backdrop. So I decided to just, take a click.
Mm.
All right. So this is a
Robert,
piece of, yeah.
there's a question from Verrol. Has the
Yeah.
flame stopped burning?
From exhibition part?
I'm not. Verrol, could you clarify?
Yeah, Parliament Hill. On
Parliament Hill.
Yeah,
Oh, no, it's always burning.
okay.
Yeah, it's always burning. Mm-hmm. All right, so this is at 1 second. So this is at Caribana. Okay, 1 second there. Yeah, so basically the merriment was taking place here. All right, play. All right. Let's give you a little piece. All right, I think I probably need to share. 1 second. Let me stop and share the sound. New share screen. Let me just put in the sound. Still not hearing the sound, but all right, let me continue. So it's very big. All right, so
Mhm.
of course, I had to capture. I had to do what I do best. All right, so the revelers there with the CN Tower in the background. So I'm just showing you two of the revelers. The one thing with the models, they like big camera, so once they see you with the big camera, you don't really have to do anything more. They're ready to pose. So, all right, so now it was on to Watkins Glen Fall. So basically, I wanted somewhere to go while I was driving to Washington, D.C., and I've been searching what's there to do upstate New York. And then we decided on Watkins Glen Fall. As a matter of fact, I chose it. I read upon it, and I said, let us go there. And yeah, I had to divert when I got to, I think it was Syracuse, went east to Buffalo, and there it is, tucked away. So I really enjoyed the time there, but trust me, the walk, so it was a lot of walking. I mean, because they had several trails, I just chose one of the trails and then I just took some interesting pictures of what I saw along the trail. So yeah, you can Google it and you probably can see if you see, how my pictures compare with what you see online. All right. So basically, it's a gorge, and I like the picture to the right, and I captured, of course, the water flowing overhead. I did some editing in Photoshop. Think I like it. And
Mhm.
yeah. Now, so of course, many of these, I didn't have a tripod, but what I did, I put the camera flat on a ledge, and basically, just probably did like a 1 second or something like that, where I could basically still capture the motion of the water, freeze the water, to get this nice milky effect. All right. So on the left and on the right, it's basically walking through the gorge, and there's water flowing from above as well. So yeah, there's water all over. And of course, this, you can believe this was taken, no tripod, no anything at all. The camera was just flat on a ledge. And I guess after a while, you try to have steady hands to do this kind of stuff. So this was also edited in Photoshop.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. And of course, the black and white rendition of it. And then, of course, the great fault line. It was the first time, I guess, I was seeing a real fault line where continental plates collided and caused this massive fault. I mean, and it was there opening in front of me, and I just stood there in awe. It was like more than 100 feet in height, and I just stood there in amazement. I said, geez, back in the days, when the continental plates were busy moving around, then, of course, one plate went over the other, and it caused all kind of fault line disturbances in this area here. All right, so that's me there to the left. My cousin took the picture because many times when I go anywhere, I'm hardly in the picture. So I decided that I had to be in some of them. So, and then of course, I use my phone to capture what it looked like, people walking past, wetting their hands on the water while, of course, the water is flowing through the gorge. Then, of course, it was time for Times Square, New York. So, of course, never sleeps down there. So I had to take some pictures with my cousin and her 2 kids. Yeah. So we're there enjoying ourselves, taking pictures. Yeah. And of course, look at this. This is late at night, eh? And the city doesn't sleep. So, all right. And then now it was on to Washington, D.C. And I decided that I wanted a picture of the White House, but I didn't want to see all of those grills or so. So, of course, what I did, I pushed my camera through the fence, right? So that I could get a direct view of the White House. Right, and that's us in front of the White House with the grills.
Robert, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Yeah, where you were standing, what's security like at that point? I mean, you're pushing your camera through the
Only for
fence.
security. Now I want to tell you that, Bruce, I haven't been there for a while, and they start to lock off even this area at certain times of the day, so you can't really get this close uninterrupted anymore. Just certain times of the day for certain hours, they'll open it and allow visitors to come there. So, and even then, there are quite a number of security personnel. But of course, I am who I am. I'm gonna try to take the picture that I want, because I don't see any sign that says no, whatever it is, to tell me not to. So, yeah. So I just did it quickly, get my settings from before, and of course, steady hand and then shoot. So, and of course, I moved all of the people from out of the shot because I didn't want them in the shot. So, and that's always crowded. All right, and then this is a picture. All right, so this is what happens when it's closed, off. Like right now, it's closed off to the public. But of course, I had on the lens and I decided I was going to take a go at it, nice, peaceful. So they have all these barriers now, and they'll only open it at certain times. And you can see the security personnel in the vehicle down below. When I just started to go to DC, it would always be open and the protesters would be in this area now, but they've started to close it off at certain times. So, and of course, I'm sure you know where that is. Capital. And the January 6th. Yeah, so all the Republican in the House, that's where you were. All righty, so
you guys eating the dogs and the cats, man.
Okay, so the image to the left was taken, of course, with the S24 Ultra ×10 zoom, right? And you can tell me how it looks to you with the phone camera, because I wanted to see those, is it Roman columns? Okay. and the light, the chandelier, and I think it came out reasonably well. Yeah, for a phone camera. And of course, to the right, we have the monument.
But I would have to see it bigger than that to tell if it's Roman column. I can't see the textures on it.
Oh,
I can
okay.
see the lines and not from this projection.
Okay. All right. So, and
Yeah, all.
of course, you
There's a
have
lot
the,
of driving.
huh?
That's a lot of driving, Robert.
Yeah, man, but I don't mind. I'm used to driving. Well, not used to. I've driven to it when I used to live in Canada. I used to live in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and to get to Toronto, it's 24 hours driving. So driving 9 hours from Ottawa to Washington, D.C., and stopping along the way for 5 hours. So that's 14 hours. Me alone drove. Nobody else wanted to help me drive. And it wasn't really a big deal. Yeah, sometimes I got tired, but I just drove slower during those times. But yeah, I don't really mind. I love driving. So yeah, so basically that's me on the mall. And of course, the reflection in the pool. And of course,
What time of day was that? Was that, Robert? The
in
reflection.
the reflection, it was probably like I'm trying to remember. It was in the evening, but the sun was still up because it's summer, so it's late sunset. So I would have to look back at the pictures to tell you exactly what time, but I know it was in the probably like after 4 p.m. or so, so yeah. So basically, that's just a synopsis. I went to some other place. I went to Six Flag, but I don't think you'd be interested in seeing all of those rides. Yeah, so I left those out. I know you want to see the camera things, so the waterfalls, chasing waterfalls and being here and there. So I didn't put those, but I took some nice videos and some photos of those rides. I only went in one. I don't think my heart can manage some of those rides at Six Flags. So I just left that out. I just let the young people enjoy that part of it. So yeah, so in a nutshell, that's a synopsis of what I did this summer. And yeah, basically it. All right. So
Going to the waterfall feel like a highlight.
yeah,
The landscape photographs.
yeah, yeah,
We've grown accustomed to seeing the buildings and
yeah.
all of them exciting things in America. But the waterfall was very interesting. We
Yes, for me,
managed to capture the textures and nice angles,
right, right, right.
blur the flow. Nice. So you had a good time.
Yeah, man, I did. We did had a good time. Yeah, so all right. There's something on my mind. I don't know if it's appropriate. It's not snobbish or anything, but it's just who I am. And all right, pardon me if I speak out of turn, but I think I've been with you guys now for long enough to say this. And it's not that I'm picking on anyone. I remember when I just started to come to this club many years ago. I didn't necessarily, I think I had a skill, but I didn't necessarily have the confidence to showcase, and I still joined from, I think it was 2016 was the first time I attended a meeting. I still joined, and because for me, it was mainly like fine arts persons showcasing their work. And I said, geez, but I don't know anything about fine arts photography. And of course, me doing my fashion thing and all of that. But if it's one thing with me, I love learning, and I didn't really have much anybody to really help me because I find that the photography walk can be a very selfish walk, and you basically have to learn many of the things on your own. People don't really like to share. So I find that this was a space where persons could share. I've done my fair bit or a little bit of sharing, but I think when I look, I think based on where the core of the memberships are, you can basically identify the persons, who can handle their camera and handle editing well. And I think as a Jamaica photography society, it's not a Mona photography society or a Karachi photography society. I just think based on the name that we have, I would really like to see if the club could really uplift the skill set of the members. All right. Yes, it's one thing going on these walks per se, and it's another thing people shooting with whatever they have. But I think everybody, as a minimum, should learn basic editing. There are free software out there for persons who don't want to invest in Lightroom like I have, or I think Dwayne has Capture One or whatever it is. I don't always get photo jobs, but I still subscribe to Adobe to get whatever it is, you know. So I'm just saying that, you know, I don't think at this stage person should be in automatic. You know, after a year, if you've been shooting for more than a year, I don't think you should be still in automatic or even in semi-automatic. I just think that, you know, with the help of persons from the club, you know, that's one of the first things people should get out of their comfort zone, which is automatic. I think if you want to be creative, all right, let motion blur be deliberate. Okay, let shutter speed be deliberate, or whatever it is, you know. So, and I think there are enough members here in the club who can get persons to a minimum level, you know, in terms of editing. Lightroom is so powerful. No, you can remove this, you can remove persons who is in the picture, you can remove that, or you don't even need to go into Photoshop. I hardly go into Photoshop these days, you know. So probably the club could have an account where they buy Adobe, and they probably like have sessions where, you know, they train persons to do some of the minimum. And then now when we have people at a minimum, then we can go on our field trips. All right. And then now we can basically, when we're on the field trip, then person will then practice what they have learned. They'll start to think about what it is that they want to shoot, all right, before they actually go. So like yesterday when I saw Raquel images and I said, geez, yes, I really love those. I mean, I didn't have to guess if Raquel knew. I've never really met him, but I didn't have to guess if he knew what he was doing or whatever it is. Not everybody is going to be at the level of Dunnett or of a Sherrard or of a Dwayne, you know, but whatever it is, I'm just saying, I don't know. As I said before, I don't know if I'm presumptuous, but I would like for the least of the member to be at a certain level where at least they're out of the automatic, at least you can handle, you know, basic corrections. All right. You don't have to necessarily be a graphic designer or whatever it is, but you know, you can probably, if you know, if the sky is too dark, then you know you can mask and select the sky. You can bring back the blue, or you can mask yourself and you can increase the exposure. Some basic stuff like that, where it looks as if the photo is at least well exposed. You may not get it in camera, but I think Lightroom and whatever, you know, whatever software can work miracles these days in a per se. So again, I'm not really picking on anybody in particular, but it's just that I think the gap between the have and the have not is just too wide, like it is in Jamaica. And I think we need, you know, at least I'm bothered. I think it's time that the society does more to reduce that gap. I don't know if anybody else feel that way, but that is what is on my mind. And hopefully I didn't speak out of turn, you know, because I would like to see better, you know, through the society, especially for those persons who are stuck, you know. And it's not to say that they don't have a good vision, you know, they don't have, because I'm not talking about the eye, because, you know, that is also important. I'm just talking about at least let your image, you know, speaks what your eye is speaking. All right. So basically, thank you for the time once again to expose, you know, my images, and I'll take criticism, whether constructive, whatever, destructive, or whatever it is you want to call it. So
Thanks for
Boy,
your
oh boy.
presentation, and thanks for your feedback.
mhm.
It has been one of our targets to raise the level of persons in the club. We've had presentations about editing, mainly trying to get persons to get more comfortable with raw editing. So there was one presentation I did where I shared one of the free raw processors. Um, I think I probably should have done a survey after that to see how many persons actually attempted to try out the application or any other application that would allow them to edit their raw images. But yeah, that's an area that we need to work on.
Dwayne, can I say something? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Robert I endorse exactly everything that Robert has said. When I look at my whole journey in photography, even before when I started from the film days, of course, as you know, but learning the basics of photography, we didn't have YouTube, but most of what I learned was from people like the Caimans and many others of that ilk. And we had a lot of field trips, right? Yeah, we had workshops, but really going out there and having a mentor was what helped me. You know, I would go beside Kaiman and he said, what you seeing, Bruce? What you seeing? And he said, and we said, no, remember that, look out for that particular thing. And remember to, in those days, we had to overexpose a little and that sort of thing until it's stuck in the head, So yes, it's important to learn the editing, but as Robert said, really, we should not be stuck on automatic at this point, because really cameras are so easy to work with these days. The cheapest of cameras, can take a damn good picture if we just know the basics. So I have suggested before mentoring, and I have volunteered already to persons, but persons must be willing to put in some time and some hours to learn,
Yeah.
right? But I think
Has
you have
to be
enough
a
people.
dual effort.
Yeah, there are enough people with the technical knowledge that can assist many others. And I think the other persons who need help are very keen and love photography. And I think that we just have to find a platform to channel them.
Hey, Robert, thanks for your presentation. And I do agree with you. I think, though, that for me, it is easier to share with people in a kind of a one-on-one situation rather than in a Zoom situation or an online situation. I want to touch the person, I want to feel the camera, I want to see the person hold the camera, and just to make sure that they understand what they're doing. We can do that. And if we get back to a face-to-face kind of situation at least once a month, we can have more workshops. People can bring in their cameras and say, I don't understand this. What is this for? Help me with that. And it's going to become a little bit easier for the older persons like me who can teach something about camera. I cannot say I can understand everything perfectly well online. I like when somebody said to me, Zaka, I don't understand it, and I can touch it and say, do that, do this, do that, see what happens. So Robert, thanks for that. And we can get back to that. And for people who think they're having problems, when we get back to our face-to-face situations, we can start having 1 and 2 workshops and we can deal with those issues. I don't have a problem with that. As a matter of fact, that is where I would really like to help. I would also like us to get back to the situation where we can expose what we do. In a gallery situation, at wherever, JCDC, but start to show and just learn to talk about the work.
Thank you, Ms. Zaka. Alright, so to provide an update rolling off what Miss Zaka just mentioned, we've got permission from the Edna Mundy College to host our first Monday meetings on their property. They've offered us their smart room that's located in the photography department. So we intend to start or have our first meeting. That will be October 7th. Right, October 7th. So that would be a good first step. Get back to some normalcy as it relates to face-to-face and having that personal interaction with other people. In the coming week, we try and send out more information really in relation to the location on the property and the format for that session. Secondly, I'd like to, I'm seeing some of those persons here. Verrol is here. I'd like to say congratulations to those persons from the society whose images passed the second round of adjudication for the JCDC Visual Arts Competition. I'm aware of myself, Verrol, Gerald, and Amanda, whose images were selected for the third round of adjudication.
I think Murray, well, how did Murray fare? I think she had some things in
Well,
there.
they had different days. So from what I understood, some persons were chosen for the Saturday and another set chosen for Sunday. So persons from each category of submissions were spread across the 2 days. But it was a long wait because persons were told to come at a certain time. I was supposed to get there for 2:30, I believe, and my images weren't judged until minutes after 5, I believe. So they had some delays in the process. I see your hand, Cheryl. Go ahead.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Indeed.
Just make a comment with regards to face-to-face. I think a lot of us are looking forward to the face-to-face setting once again. Carla made a comment yesterday. I'm not sure if she's in the meeting here. She indicated that she would have a difficulty attending face-to-face meetings because of some challenges that she's having. And I think there are several other members who may have some challenges with face-to-face. I think it's important for the executive to look at some sort of hybrid approach where our meetings can still be broadcast using the technology that we have so that persons who can't attend in person can benefit from the sessions.
Yes, the intention is to incorporate the Zoom session in the live meetings. We'd more than likely need to do a test run either early on the day or a day before the meeting.
And that's a good idea, Sherrod.
I think that's it for me for updates. Any comments from the members or any other comments?
I think doing that, we must make an all-out effort to ensure that we get as many people as possible to come out to that first face-to-face. I mean, won't look good if 6 of us turn up, you know, right? So,
Yeah.
you know, we need to really go all out so people can understand it and enjoy this thing, man. This is fun, you know. Right? I remember years ago when the Jamaica Color Photography Society used to meet. There's one particular guy that is a doctor working in Cayman, you know, and he used to fly over to Jamaica for the meeting and go back next morning. Because if he missed it, he felt he was missing out on a lot. He came and made a presentation and said it.
Mm. Yes, so the first meeting we can just sit, have a drink, talk, exchange ideas, write them down and, you know, go forward with those, I think.
Yeah, that's good. We have a comment from Lorraine. Yes, Lee, what you said, you enjoyed the format of the session tonight. I also agree with what was said about the mentoring and sharing of skills and knowledge to bring up the level of the newbie. Let's see you next time. So, as I mentioned before, it needs to be a dual effort. So, both the executive and the members need to work together. Those persons who require the additional assistance, they need to have that enthusiasm, that drive, and that eagerness to learn for us to help them effectively.
All right.
All right, if there are no other comments,
Just wanted to find out the rest of the program for the rest of the year. Is everything sorted out in terms of the activities and the presentations we're going to be having? I remember we had some to be advised notes at the start of the year.
I think there are 2 presentations that I'd want to have done. I need to get those confirmed. Ian, any updates on the remaining future?
Yeah, where I announced in the bus yesterday, I tell everybody we have 2 days, well, one specific date, October 5th. That's the Scott Kelby Day, which we're going to go to Port Maria. And then we have I think, and Belinda got information from the Caribbean folks for our joint day, which is also at the end of October. But I didn't get I think it's the last weekend. But I'll get the date from her and post that out to everybody in terms of the date for that Caribbean, you know, that we had last year, that joint Caribbean walk day. And I'll tie down a location for that in short order. That we're gonna do in Kingston, because I like, you know, that to eliminate any of the transport issues and so everybody could come. And then we still have the Western trip that we want to do. That's a planned overnight trip. So I have to tie up on that. And I'll also work with Caroline to help me set that up too. So, and then December now we have to choose where we just, you know, we usually have a shoot and eat in December. So we have to decide where that is. And I think those are the the three main ones I would think for the remainder of the year. And also, you know, might do something else, a short and sweet inside, you know, nearby again. But I'll see. But those three main ones are the ones that are in my mind for the rest of the year.
Great
Okay.
problem, thanks. All right, it's now 9 o'clock. I think we can close our meeting here. All right, thanks again, everyone, for coming. And I hope, as Lorraine had mentioned, that you benefited from the discussions in this session. Do enjoy the rest of your night.
Yes, it was a
Thank
good
you.
meeting. Good meeting.
And at all.
Thanks,
Take care.
thanks.
Night, 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 night.
Night.
Nice.